What's up, and welcome back to another episode of InSights, the podcast built to help you with your recruitment and digital marketing. As always, I'm joined by Haley Marketing's Director of Recruitment Marketing. He's Matt Lozar. Matt, how are we feeling this week, buddy?
We're feeling good, Brad. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing really well. We're on the second half of 2024, man. We're cruising. Talk about time flying when you're having fun, buddy. Days are flying by right now.
Days are flying by. It was surprising last week when I was like, oh, July's on Monday. That's cool.
Yeah.
Where'd everything go? So sometimes I think it's a nice reminder to take a step back and make sure you're enjoying those days. All of a sudden it just flies by. So,
I've thought about this lately.
Yeah.
I'm very much a let's get to the destination kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Very, very much. And then when I get there, I don't really celebrate it ever. I was running the other day. People know. We talk about that now. We're runners now on the show. This is a running podcast now. I was running the other day and I had this thought of like, hey man, this is going to be a year-long battle. Let's enjoy it. And let's just take things in as it comes. And let's not just think about next May. Let's live like run to run. But yeah, man, I'm with you, man. Pumping the brakes, slowing down, not taking things for granted. It's a good mindset to have, right?
It is. So that's, we're now running and, sounds like a lifestyle podcast. We got to get back to the basics here. What about our grass?
Yeah. Oh my dude, I am battling clover. I have clover in the backyard and it is a battle. Matt, I don't know what to do. I have a young son, so I got to be super careful with chemicals. So we treat, but I can't treat like I did 3 years ago. And I know that. Yeah. So it's sort of one of these things, right? It's one of those things where, listen, we have a yard so that we can play in it. I'm aware of where I'm at. It's just I have clover and it is driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts, friends.
We're trying to be the therapist for Brad here. At least it'll be green. Clover stays green. There's the whole school of thought. Just have your whole lawn be clover and then it's green the whole summer. But we're not going to go down that road here.
Oh, dude, let me tell you this. In my front yard, I have a burnt spot. I don't know if a dog got to me or something. I have one spot that is just fried. And if I see that pooch coming around here one more time, I'm going to say, hey, man, go to that lawn over there.
Who peed on the lawn? The dog or Brad's son?
Right.
That's what we want to know.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him. But yeah, man, we're battling. It's a battle, right? We're in the heat of the summer. Every day is a battle, but you got to take it in stride and take things as they are and understand that every day is a blessing, Matt.
Yes.
And that is our motto for this episode of InSights. What do you say, man? Let's do it. Let's get to it. I got a couple good topics today for you. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
We had someone reach out to me on LinkedIn. His name is Dylan Wells. Dylan, first off, appreciate listening to the show. Dylan shot me a message, Matt, and I responded to Dylan right away and said, hey, man, one, I appreciate you. Two, I'm not going to answer you on LinkedIn. I'm going to make you listen to another episode to get your answer. But again, shout out to Dylan Wells. Really appreciate the question. Dylan said, I just started up my staffing firm a few months back and have been listening to you and Matt every week for the past year, preparing for the launch. As I've been going through it, I found myself getting overwhelmed with the different tools and tech available and trying to piece it all together to not break the bank. What would you say is the perfect software tool belt for startup firms looking to build their brand and acquire clients? Thank you for any advice and keep doing what you're doing. It brings valuable insight to someone who's just getting into the industry. So Matt, the question from Dylan, to kick off InSights, what would you say is the perfect software tool belt for startup firms looking to build their brand and acquire clients? You can start or I can start, buddy.
Dylan's testing me. Matt struggles with 101. So I'm going to take the easy way out. Let's make sure we have the website where it needs to be. I think that's the best spot is a website that has CRO, conversion rate optimization. But to put it simply, do you have on all those pages of the site where you want to convert easy conversion paths? Is it on the home page? Can someone get to a conversion form? Is it on the employer's page? Whatever the pages are. Then on those conversion pages, they got to be short and the required fields have to be minimal because we don't want 7, 10, 15 fields. What's the balance? Probably 4 or 5. We're going to push minimal I know it might lead to some questions down the road, but we saw a form the other day. We were talking about actually in one of our, I think it was consulting class or one of the classes here at Haley Marketing. And I saw this form and there was a lot of required fields, probably 10, 15, 20. And my interpretation of the form, and it's a little bit of a tangent, was they don't want to talk to the person filling out the form. It was like every piece of information. No. Okay, what's the pay rate? What's the hours? What's the location of, like, all the information? Like, let's just get a lead, make it simple, reduce that friction, then give them a call.
I agree. I had a website as my first talking point too. And specifically, and we don't do this a ton on InSights, specifically a starter design from Haley Marketing. And the reason that I want to go down that path is those websites are incredibly affordable. And Dylan had mentioned that he wants a solution that doesn't break the bank. Incredibly affordable. But after you have that website, Dylan, you can do anything you want to it. So you can add content, you can add service pages, you can, for free, do anything you want to do. So again, not breaking the bank. So you need a strong website, as Matt's saying, with conversion rate optimization in mind, funnel leads the right way. Make sure you're doing that. And then I'm also going to add on the 3 things that I think are table stakes for having a website in 2024. IP tracking plus person, remarketing, and PPC, specifically targeting your biggest competitors. Why do I want IP tracking plus person? Because this one I think is critical. He mentioned that he's trying to acquire new clients. IP tracking plus person will tell him exactly who is on his website the day before, so he knows who to call every single morning from a sales standpoint. So that is going to be your next step. You're going to funnel leads in, you're going to have that website, have that homeland, and then from there, you're going to make sales calls the next day. Matt, what else after a strong website?
I would think some type of, I don't know if this is where I struggle, because I'm not the big sales guy. I'm more the recruitment guy. Yeah. So I think if I was focused on the website, we didn't talk about a chatbot. We could talk about that if there's an affordable chatbot option, just another way to convert. But then I think, what type of content can we have to share with people? And it can be just through email. Yeah. Could be something you post on your website, but what type of content can you speak to pain points for generating awareness, awareness, interest, desire, action, the ADA model we talk about a lot, but what can we do just to get Dylan's company or any new company or anyone really in front of the potential prospects you want?
I put that into a bucket of having a sales system. So if it takes 15 to 20 touches to get in front of a prospect for them to decide, hey, I want to talk to you or I don't want to talk to you, what are you going to do? Are you sending emails? Are you calling? Are you sending physical, tangible mail? Are you sending letters? Are you reaching out on LinkedIn? Are you creating content? Whatever it might be, you need to have some sort of formulaic sales system. Is that the right word? Formulaic? That was a good one. Sales system. So you need to think that through. And for you, Dylan, that sales system might be very, very different than Matt's staffing firm. So I think, and I don't have the exact LinkedIn message up, but I think when I did some research on Dylan, I think he's in the pharma recruiting space. That type of staffing is going to be very different than high volume, light industrial labor, warehouse type staffing. So the sales system that's going to be perfect for you would probably say, hey, let's chat for 30 minutes and figure out exactly what that looks like. We'll drop a link here. It's, we run the ad in a little bit here, but thinking about your specific sales system, what is it and what can you commit to? And then how is marketing going to support that? Matt, on top of that, we got to make sure we have some sort of CRM, whether that's HubSpot at an affordable side of things, Salesforce at probably the other end of that spectrum, or just a Google Sheet. If you want to go real grassroots and I don't have any sort of budget for a CRM, if you're generating leads and you're understanding these are targets, you need to have somewhere to track them. Otherwise, nothing is going to get done. And that is anything from an active campaign or a Salesforce or a HubSpot to, Matt, honestly, I love a good spreadsheet. It could just be a spreadsheet. But Dylan, you got to have somewhere to track those leads. So, hey, this is where everybody is at the sales process, in the sales process. So you know exactly what to do with those people. Matt, we talked website, we talked content, a sales system, CRM. What else?
Another thing I could have, a piece of software that you're going to have to find that's affordable. Something like Apollo seems affordable right now. I know Zoom Info was always there. I know Zoom Info is pricey, but if the investment's worth the return, companies will make that. But finding a piece of software or database, whatever the word is, to make sure you're getting more prospects. Don't want to just rely on, your own marketing. You can with inbound, but it's going to be tough, especially when you're starting from the beginning. So anything you can do to target the right prospects, if it's companies, if it's, leaders, whoever it is, find that affordable piece of software. And I've heard a lot of good things about Apollo lately with companies. So that's where I would add into this system.
And I'm going to say one more thing, and it's not a super clear answer, but I think it's valuable. So Dylan made a comment of, he said, I found myself getting overwhelmed with the different tools and tech available and trying to piece it all together and not break the bank. Everybody has a flashy, shiny object, right? If you're just looking at what is around you, you can spend billions of dollars on tech. And Matt, we work with a few clients where I've sat down and looked at their tech stack. It's a train wreck because there's just so many things that, oh, well, this does that, this does that, this does that. And it's so hard to piece it all together. Dylan, I would say sit down with a sheet of paper and think about your biggest challenge and reverse engineer the tools that you think you need to get to exceeding that challenge, right? What is it that you want to accomplish? Is it, okay, I need 10 new orders by the end of the year? Great. How many leads do you need for each of those orders? How are you going to get those leads? Inbound, outbound, what are you going to do? And then start thinking about the tools that can get you there. Matt suggested Apollo. That might be a great solution to understand additional leads that you can have that aren't coming to your website. But fundamentally, and we're going to talk about this in topic 3, just pump the brakes for a second, because there are so many great pieces of software available. You don't need them all, though. And I will be the first to say you don't need them all.
That's where I've been with Tech Stack lately. You can add in all the bells and whistles and tools, but if it's not adding in value, if it's not helping out, if it's not making things work easier, we don't need to add it. And getting back to the overwhelmed comment, you probably want to jump in and do everything at once. One at a time is okay. And it might be a little more painful. We've had companies, like I know one that, they might track leads and something simple like Excel or just a Microsoft product or whatever kind of product, just to do that because it's what works for them. They can't afford something else. It's okay to do it step by step. And like Brad said, mapping it out, maybe talking to someone that can really help you figure out what you need might be a little, could be a good investment in terms of just, hey, this is the plan you need. This is 3 steps, 5 steps, 8 steps, whatever it is. This is how you're going to get there. This is what it's going to cost. And then add it in, because it can be overwhelming. If you add in 7 new tools that might all talk to each other and do the exact right things, you're not going to use them the right way. So that's where I come back to, it's got to be helpful in adding to the tech stack, and it's okay to take it step by step.
Hey, if you have a question, you want Matt and I to address anything on InSights, shoot us a LinkedIn message. That's the great place to start. Dylan, we really appreciate you listening every week. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you had some value and some good takeaways in this. I'll tell you what, shoot me another LinkedIn message. Let me know what you think here. And honestly, follow up and let me know what you end up doing in the next month or so. I'd love to know where you take it from here. Matt, segment 2, buddy. I hope you're ready for this. Actually, I know you are because I briefed you ahead of time. Friends, Amazon blew my mind yet again. And it continues to happen. Just when I think I got them figured out, they do something that absolutely blows my mind. Matt, the other day I was sitting on my couch, as is standard, realized I was out of a workout supplement. I don't plan ahead. You're going to need these things every 30 days. They have 30 servings in a container, so you're good for like 29 to 31 days. You're pretty close to right around there. I went to the cabinet. I didn't have any. Whatever. Okay, so I'll order it on Amazon. Matt, I was about to click buy and noticed it had same-day delivery. So, okay, I have Amazon Prime. Let's do it. Matt, I ordered at 11:01 Eastern Standard Time. This stuff was at my house by 3:45 p.m. Unbelievable speed. So it ended up coming, I learned because I did a little bit more research, and it was in a GNC bag. It came from a local GNC. So I guess my assumption is Amazon is tapped into GNC, is tapped into DoorDash, and someone went and picked this off the shelf and brought it to my house. Friends, speed wins. And my Lanta, this is a value add for me. Matt, I jokingly said to you in text message, because I said we're going to talk about this on the show, I can't believe my parents used to go to the store to buy anything. This is outrageous. The fact that something can show up in 4 hours at perceivably no additional extra charge. right? It's 20 something dollars, whether I get it on Amazon or I get it at the store, presumably no extra charge. It just shows up. What I love the future. I love everything about where we're at right now.
The last mile is great. They've closed that last mile to where something's coming in 4 hours. It came from a human. Soon it'll probably come from a drone. But it's great that, that's speed. Like we've talked about for probably so many percentage of episodes on InSights here, the reducing the friction, and it's feeding your procrastination, unfortunately. However, it was able to do that because that's sometimes what happens. And people forget or just whatever. They don't want to have the automatic replenishment. Just, you're like, oh, I need this today. Great. Came in 4 hours. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of crazy. It's good partnership. It's something a big brand like Amazon can do. And now Brad's going to tell us how we can relate this back to the industry.
Hiring needs don't go away. Finding a job doesn't go away. Finding a partner for a leaky faucet doesn't go away. Whatever it might be, you're in a service industry. Speed wins. If someone needs a temp tomorrow and you cannot provide that solution, they're going to find somebody who can. And Matt, see time and time again, leads die in an inbox. People don't get back to a contact form. They wait. The weekend is the biggest barrier to your success. If you're getting a lead over the weekend and I'll get to it on Monday, you are missing out on opportunity. I'm sorry. I don't want to tell you have to work around the clock, but somebody has to man your inbox on the weekends if it's coming from a contact form. You got to figure that out. Speed wins.
You might not even need somebody to man that inbox.
Automate it.
Right. Like if it's a candidate, can you qualify them through some automation to figure out if they should be contacted by a recruiter whenever the next time a recruiter is going to do that, if they're hustling on the weekend, if they're doing it Monday morning. For a business lead, that might be a little more urgent, but still can that get automated as well to qualify it a little bit more. But when I think if a job order comes in, how do I have that candidate already vetted and ready to go? So I'm not relying on, posting it to Indeed. Can I use something that's making sure I have active candidates ready to go? So when Brad sends in an order from his company to Matt's staffing agency, I have candidates ready to propose.
It's just speed. And I keep coming back to it, Matt, and maybe we talk about it too much. We talk about reducing friction. We talk about how speed wins, but I'm still seeing countless times in countless conversations that we're moving too slow.
Yeah.
Good talent does not sit around. Good orders do not sit around. And if you're sitting back and waiting or just taking your sweet time, that is going to be an issue. Matt, we have to address speed. And that is, I'm going to bring it back to Dylan, right? Question 1, what's the best tool that you can have? Something that can make you move faster. Something that can make your sales process move faster. And that's not to say we're going to make it so automated that it removes everything from you, but what can make that lead move further down the pipeline faster so you can have a phone call, pick it up, call Matt and say, hey, how can I help? Go.
I like the speed wins to faster. That's actually that's like the cheapest thing you can do with that. But I think on the bigger strategic thought, different partnerships. Like, let's think about this. Amazon with GNC. I don't know if you knew how it was delivered, if it was an Amazon delivery or a DoorDash delivery, whatever, or Uber or whatever.
It did not come in. I have a doorbell. It did not come from an Amazon branded truck. It came from a guy in a car.
So that could be 3 companies partnering together. What can you, as anyone, as a business, do to think of unique partnerships? Like that would never happen, a handful of years ago. That GNC would partner with a company to deliver it with the biggest brand, probably one of them, if not the biggest, whatever, number 2, 3 in the country, right? Yep. GNC is using Amazon to sell its product and using someone else to deliver it. So what kind of partnerships?
Well, I mean, GNC is going the way of the dodo bird anyways. No one wants to go in that store. Right. So it makes total sense. And sorry to cut you off, but go ahead. They have to find something. They have to.
It's just what kind of partnerships can help you survive and be faster.
Right. We don't have to do it alone. I know there are a lot of great people in the industry who partner with others, but think about how you can work that split and what you can do to help find talent or find orders. How can you partner with others and have some sort of split fee? I actually have a great call with a client today about exactly that. She does it very, very well and wants to do a little bit more. So what can you do in terms of partnership to make sure that speed continues to win? Matt, before we get to segment 3, I want to give 2 shout outs. First, Alan Charlie had a great video message for both Matt and I on LinkedIn. Alan, we appreciate you, buddy. Alan has been listening to InSights every single week for quite some time now and shared some really positive messaging on LinkedIn with both Matt and I about his journey right now and his job search. And Alan, first off, man, keep on keeping on. Hope everything goes well for you. If there's anything Matt and I can do, let us know. But want to give Alan a shout out for you consistently listening. And Matt, I have another one for you. I didn't tell you about this. We had Lilia reach out to me on LinkedIn, gave me marathon advice, buddy. Remember you asked for softball advice and not a single person helped little old Matt? Lilia, I am incredibly appreciative of the advice. And she said that she listens to the show quite a bit and then had some running tips for me as well. So I appreciate that. Matt, like I said, we're a running podcast now. I never saw it coming, but here we are.
I never saw it coming for sure. We're checking more boxes as we get older and more diverse in our interests.
Why not? Why not be a runner? Matt, topic 3, AI. I gave a great talk for TempNet a couple weeks ago at time of release. And one of the common questions and sort of vibes that I got from people on the call is that they were under the impression that they were too late to adopt to AI, that they had sort of missed the boat as it relates to AI. And luckily, I had a slide shortly after I sort of got this. You see questions, you see comments come through, and you sort of get to where everyone's head's at. I had a slide coming up, so I want to share some raw data as it relates to ChatGPT usage as of June of 2024. 17% of 30 to 44-year-olds have used ChatGPT. 15% of 18 to 29-year-olds. 9% of 45 to 64-year-olds. And 5% of 65-year-olds have used ChatGPT. Friends, if you at all are thinking you missed the boat on AI, you could not be further from the truth.
Oh, I'm trying to learn more in the sense of AI, its perception, its adoption. So this was actually really timely where I came across follow a newsletter. It is called, hold on here, The Rundown AI. Great updates pretty much every day, where the person in charge of it was talking about how if you're using AI right now, you're still an early adopter, like huge early adopter right now. And what's interesting to me is my brother, who works in actually our old high school back in Northeast Ohio, he works in admissions, and he went to a conference last week. He was talking about how like GPT can write emails, GPT can help him create video content and imagery, and all this content or just tactics. That was like, yeah, man. Like we've been doing that for 18 months, but then you take a step back. There is so much, not just uncertainty, but people just hear AI and don't understand how really simple and easy implementing AI can be. Like we are so far early in this. It's going to move fast. I'm not saying it's not going to move fast, but nobody has any idea most people have no idea what to do. And simple tactics, implementing that is going to help. And when you said that, Brad, about how the audience of your talk felt they were so far behind, probably not. I mean, maybe in the business sense, maybe to a competitor here or there, but the perception is not the reality there.
Absolutely not. And the challenge with that is we live in an echo chamber. Mm-hmm. So whether you're on Facebook or Twitter, X, LinkedIn, whatever it might be, you're talking about AI or you're interested in AI, they're going to show you more of that, which automatically makes you feel like everybody is talking about that, which then makes you feel like you're behind. But Matt, when I think about AI adoption, first off, I don't even think we know what we can do with it. Right now, we're using it as a Band-Aid solution, right? And maybe that's speaking personally. Let me do that. I'm using it as a Band-Aid solution. I know that I want to summarize my notes from this specific meeting. That's what it's going to do. It's going to be a Band-Aid. I have a cut, Band-Aid, right? This is my problem. Find the solution for it. I know that I don't want to schedule meetings, so I have Calendly or Bookings. do it for me. That is a form of AI. Is it really artificial intelligence, or is it just coordinating calendars? That's another conversation for another day. But again, it's a Band-Aid solution to what's going on. So when I think about where we're at with AI, we are so early in this. And the thought is, friends, that I want to continue to come back to is, what is the problem you're trying to solve? We talked about it with Dylan. We talked about it in segment 1. We talked about it in segment 2. What is the problem you're trying to solve? Can AI help you? Yes or no? It doesn't matter if Matt adopted the AI 6 months ago or not. Run your own race. Find your own problems and solve them solutions.
It can be a lot simpler than people think. And even I struggle with that sometimes too. Like you're talking about, it helped me schedule meetings. It helped me clean up notes from a phone call. AI is spell check. Like that's AI. Yes. Are there going to be big changes coming in the future? Sure. Because it's going to improve and get better and we'll get more comfortable with it. But
sure,
you can now use Band-Aids or simple, small tactics to help you become more efficient with the day-to-day. If it's in your business life, it's in your non-business life, your non-professional life, your personal life. That's where I think it's just starting to learn where it can help you. And that's where we really, really are with AI.
What I would love to see it do, and it can do this, is look at, I just had this thought, Matt. Look at your fill rates or your time to fill for all of the positions you have, and have AI analyze that data to figure out where you have the shortest time to fill in certain positions, and lean into more of those orders. Get more of those orders because you're really good at them. You might think you're a staffing firm that specializes in X when really you specialize in A. You just don't even know it. You're not realizing that. But again, we are so early in this game. Just think about using it. The last thing that you can do is say, oh, it's new, it's scary, I'm going to run away, because it's not going anywhere. If anything, it's going to become more prevalent. We just need to figure out how we can use it in our day-to-day, but don't worry about how other people might be farther ahead than you.
It ties segments 1 and 3 together. You're learning we're learning small things here and there. We're adding it on one at a time. We don't want to add in new tech tools, new AI features or whatever, if it's not going to help us, if it's going to make more confusion than success. So that's kind of how I wrap this up here. I think it ties everything together.
I think that's great, Matt. I had a good time on this show. I know we had 3 really good topics. First off, again, shout out to Dylan for submitting that question. If you have a question you want Matt and I to talk about on a show, reach out to us on LinkedIn. We will absolutely bump that to the top of our list of things to talk about. We love bringing great, exciting ideas to InSights, specifically from listeners. So if there's anything on your mind, let us know. Also, a little self-serving on the other side of the house on Take the Stage. If there is anybody you think I should be talking to from staffing and recruiting to help you improve your staffing and recruiting firm, let me know. Looking for guests for Q3 and Q4, and would love to make sure that I'm bringing on the right people as it relates to where you're at in your business. Matt, anything else for us?
We're all set today.
That's our show. And thank you for listening to another episode of InSights. If you found this episode valuable, we would love to know. You can message Matt or Brad on LinkedIn to share your thoughts. If you have a question for us, you could tweet us at Haley Marketing and let us know what you're thinking, or email info@haleymarketing.com. And of course, if you need a hand with your recruitment or digital marketing, we're here to help. You can email info@haleymarketing.com, and be sure you tell them that InSights sent you. For my podcast partner, Matt Lozar, this is Brad Biley. We'll see you next time.